So my name is Professor James Sandow. I'm coordinator of the Pioneer project. I'm also chairman of the EAU Guidelines Office and professor of urological surgery in Aberdeen in Scotland. The Pioneer Consortium is made up of 32 stakeholders, 32 partners. 24 of them are academic partners from 9 countries in Europe. And we also have FPR partners from industry that make up the remaining partners. So Pioneer as a process in terms of getting funded was two-stage. The first stage was developed by the academic partners independently. And then, having successfully navigated the first stage, we're then joined by FPR partners where we co-developed the second stage proposal. So this is a unique experience, certainly for the EAU Guidelines Office to be participating in a project that is a neutral platform for not only academic centers, but also with FPR partners. Yeah, Pioneer is set out to hopefully transform the research arena over the next 50 years for the next generation, really. So it's been established to identify the gaps in prostate cancer research. We've done that through engaging a whole host of key opinion leaders in parallel to other stakeholders, especially patient organizations, to identify the top 10, top 15 most important questions needing answered that have not so far been answered in prostate cancer research. So having done so, we then put together an amazing group of researchers from experts in outcomes to identify and standardize outcomes, how they're reported, how they're measured, and also to collect a broad set of data from different regions, to harmonize them onto a platform, and then answer the questions that have been prioritized, and then disseminate them, not only through guidelines, but in other media as well. There are a huge amount of challenges in Pioneer. Of course, I think the most important actually is accessing the data. Getting data providers to be confident that the data that they share with us will be treated in the right way in terms of privacy. It would also ensure that for data providers that there is something in it for them, and that is they can access the platform themselves, they can be part of Pioneer, they can be part of what Pioneer represents, not only now, but in the future. But these are all hugely challenging. And of course, data coming from different parts of the world or different data sets are not usually collected in the same way. So standardizing that data set is a major challenge, obviously. But then you have all of the other legal barriers that stop you sharing data not only within country, but across borders in Europe. Well, I think you will all start seeing results coming in the next few months anyway, because we start publishing on issues around standardization of outcomes, for example. You will see publications that talk about the challenges we have in terms of the legal framework for data access and data sharing across borders, etc. But I would imagine that in terms of answering the questions, we've already prioritized 2 pilot questions that we're going to deal with. And I would imagine that over the next 12 to 18 months, we'll see results coming out of that. So these are exciting moments for us, even though challenging. Patients in particular are desperately important from the inception. And that comes from the idea being developed of what Pioneer should represent. These are about I mean, Pioneer is about improving the lives of people that are affected by prostate cancer, not just the patients, but their families. And so it was critical that the patients were engaged from the beginning. And so in terms of prioritization of important questions, we made sure that patients' voices were heard. And actually, in doing so, we ran 2 parallel processes, one for health professionals and one for patients. And out of the top 10 questions that emerged from both groups, 5 of them were the same. So that confirms a couple of things. Firstly, that not only is it important for patients to participate, but that they themselves know what the gaps are in research that affect them. And hopefully, we will keep them engaged all the way to dissemination of those results and transforming not only their lives, but the lives of future generations in prostate cancer management. I think when you look at what is published in the literature now, that 90% of what is published is not fit for purpose. It is time that we do something different. And bringing the best researchers and the best data sets to a neutral platform to answer what are important, desperately important questions for the future generation. This is our ethical responsibility, actually, and not doing so is frankly unethical. So this is a challenge that we all face as health professionals, and I think it is Pioneer's responsibility to reassure data providers about how we're going to achieve this together with them.